What's good, y'all? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's been about a few days. But very, very excited to be back with you guys as always, man. Obviously, we had the 4th of July, stuff like that, and I've had some other stuff going on. But listen, we're back. We're back. Silverstone's weekend. I think qualifying just finished. I think it is a British 1, 2, 3. I think it's Russell, Lewis, and then Lando for third. Max Verstappen is in P4 for qualifying. I'm really excited for tomorrow. I think tomorrow should be a good race. Should be a very, very fun race. And hopefully, maybe we have like a British podium. That'd be hard. I don't care who wins, but a British podium at Silverstone, that'd be hard. I need that. But anyway, today we are going to check out the longest streaks in F1 history. Shout out to Stop and Go F1. All credit goes to them. Big time. Longest streaks, like losing streaks. Well, you can't win every race. The longest winning streaks, podiums. Let's just get it. Don't forget to talk to the video sub as well. Let's just get it.
To walk away from a winning streak, but even harder to walk away from a losing streak. Today on Stop and Go F1, we take a look at some of the longest streaks in the history of Formula One, whether they be good or bad. Five consecutive world titles is the current record held by Michael Schumacher between 2000 and 2004. Many others, including Fangio, Sebastian Vettel, and Lewis Hamilton, have 4, but Michael Schumacher is the only person in the history of the sport to have 5 consecutive world titles.
You know what's crazy? Lewis would probably have 5 if it wasn't for Nico Rosberg. Just think about it. His own teammate for him for going like a 5 straight
titles. Although Max Verstappen is currently on 3 and is looking to make it 4. 5 race wins in a row from the first race of the year is the record held by Nigel Mansell and Michael Schumacher. Mansell became the first to do this in 1992, and Michael Schumacher would follow in 2004. 5.
That's pretty impressive.
This is the record for the most 1-2s in a row, held by both Ferrari and Mercedes. Ferrari first did it between Belgium 1952 and the Netherlands 1952, and then repeated it in Hungary 2002 to Japan 2002.
Hey.
Mercedes, though, are the only team to do this 3 times.
Jeez.
Firstly, Malaysia 2014 to Monaco 2014, then USA 2015 to Australia 2016, and then Australia 2019 to Spain 2019.
That's ridiculous.
6. This is the
ridiculous.
record for fewest races before a first world title, held by Giuseppe Farina. He won the 1950 Formula One World Championship on just his 6th ever Formula One race. This was the inaugural championship in Formula One, which makes it a little bit easier. And looking at the calendar lengths that we have now, this is a record that will never be beaten. 7.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, that's low-key, like, that's sweet. That is very, very sweet and easy.
Most poles in a row from the first race of the year. This is held by Alain Prost, who took 7 pole positions in a row from the start of the 1993 Formula One season.
Alain.
7. Again. This is the record for most fastest laps in a row, held by Alberto Ascari, who took every fastest lap between Belgium 1952 and Argentina 1953.
That's really
8.
impressive.
This is the record for most poles in a row, held by Ayrton Senna, from Spain 1988 to USA of 1989. 9.
Of course, it's one
most
over Alain
races
Prost.
in a row with different winners. This was between the French GP of 1961 and the French GP of 1962, with all 9 races being won by different drivers.
That's
They
hard.
were Giancarlo Baghetti, Wolfgang von Trips, Sterling Moss, Phil Hill, Innes Ireland, Graham Hill, Bruce McLaren, Jim Clark, and Dan Gurney. 9.
Dan Gurney.
Again. Most fastest laps in a row for a team. This is held by Ferrari, who got every fastest lap between Bahrain 2004 and the British Grand Prix of 2004.
I figured
10.
that.
Most wins in a row. Perhaps the most famous streak in Formula One history is held by Max Verstappen, who won 10 races in a row between Miami 2023 and Italy 2023. 15. the most wins in a row for a team. Held by Red Bull, they won every race between Abu Dhabi 2022 and once again Italy 2023.
Yeah, we all knew that.
18. Most races in a row where you've led at least one lap. This is held by Lewis Hamilton, who led at least one lap in every race between Hungary 2014 and the British GP of 2015. 18. Again. Most wins in a row for drivers from the same country. Between the British GP of 1962 and the Belgium GP of 1964, every single race was won by a British driver. 19. Most podiums in a row. Held by Michael Schumacher, he appeared on the podium in every race between USA 2001 to Japan 2002.
That is freaking ridiculous, Michael Schumacher. That is freaking ridiculous. And you see why he's considered like the greatest F1 driver of all time. That is ridiculous, bro. That's dominance. Holy shit.
22. The most DNFs in a row. This one goes to Andrea de Cesaris, who didn't finish a race between Australia 1986 and Canada 1988.
We gotta check him out.
24 most front row starts in a row. Once again held by Ayrton Senna, who from Germany 1988 to Australia 1989 was not off the front row once. 24. Again. Most poles in a row for a team. This one goes to the Williams team, who were on pole for every race between the French GP of 1992 and the Japanese Grand Prix of 1993.
Shout out
35.
Williams.
Most front row starts in a row for a team. Once again held by the Williams team, this time between the South African Grand Prix of 1992 and the San Marino Grand Prix of 1994.
Yeah, that was their dominance.
39. Most races in a row leading at least one lap for a team. And this one is for the Mercedes team, who led at least one lap in every race between the Brazilian Grand Prix of 2018 and the Sakhir Grand Prix of 2020. 48. Most races scoring points in a row. This belongs to Lewis Hamilton, who scored points in every race between the British Grand Prix of 2018 and the Bahrain Grand Prix of 2020.
It makes
48.
sense, though.
Again, most races finished in a row. And once again, this is for Lewis Hamilton, and once again, it's from the British Grand Prix of 2018 to the Bahrain Grand Prix of 2020. 51. Most races without ever scoring a point. And this unfortunate streak goes to Luca Badoa. 53. Most podiums in a row for a team. This incredible streak comes from Ferrari, who took a podium in every race between the Malaysian Grand Prix of 1999 to Japan of 2002. 74.
Shit. Jeez. Dang.
5. The most races before getting a podium for a team. And this one belongs to footwork. 81. Most races in the points in a row for a team. This is for Ferrari, who are in the points for every race between Germany 2010 to Singapore 2014. 101. The most races before getting a podium. This belongs to Carlos Sainz, who got his first podium in his 101st Grand Prix at the 2019 Brazilian Grand Prix. 112. The most races without scoring a point for a team. This one belongs to HRT, also known as Hispania Racing Team. 114.
Also known as Dog Booty.
Most races between wins. This belongs to Kimi Raikkonen, who won the Australian Grand Prix of 2013 and then had to wait 114 races to be back on the top step again when he won the USA Grand Prix of 2018. 127. Most races before a win for a team. And this belongs to the Jordan team, who got their first win in 1998 at the Belgian Grand Prix thanks to Damon Hill. 132. This is the record for most races between fastest laps, and it belongs to Giancarlo Fisichella, who got the fastest lap at the Spanish Grand Prix of 1997, but then we'd have to wait until the Spanish Grand Prix of 2005 to get that again. 137. Most races between leading a lap. Unbelievably, this belongs to Fernando Alonso, who led the race in the Hungarian Grand Prix of 2014, and then would have to wait until the Hungarian Grand Prix of 2021 to be in the lead again. 100.
And you know what's crazy? Because now I really think about it, like, look at like Logan Sargent, for example. Like, I don't think he's ever led a lap. I could be wrong. Now, if somebody knows, like, since last season, if he's led a lap, please let me know. I don't think he has led a single lap in Formula One. He's not close to that list yet, and he may not even get close to that list because it's maybe his last year, unfortunately, for Williams. But I forgot to mention as well, Ollie Bierman going to Haas. Shout Ollie Bierman.
43. Most races before a pole position for a team. This belongs to the Haas team, who finally got pole position thanks to Kevin Magnussen
that was hard.
in the Brazilian Grand Prix of 2022.
That was hard.
158. Most races by a driver to never get a win, pole position, or fastest lap. This unfortunate record is held by Martin Brundle. 161.
Great talk.
Most races without a fastest lap. And this belongs to Johnny Herbert. 167. Most races without leading a lap. This current record is held by Kevin Magnussen. But it could change any day now.
It
167. Again. Most races between appearances. This belongs to Luca Badoa, who drove for Minardi in the Japanese Grand Prix of 1999, but then we have to wait all the way until the European Grand Prix of 2009 to appear again, whilst driving for Ferrari, replacing the injured Felipe Massa.
Yeah, that's determination, though. He stayed with it. This is
the record for most races between pole positions. And it's held by Kimi Raikkonen, who took pole position in France 2008, but then would have to wait until Monaco 2017 to be at the front of the grid once again. 168. Again. This is the record for most races between point-scoring finishes, and it's held by Robert Kubica, who went from Abu Dhabi 2010 to Germany 2019. 176. This is the record for most points finishes in a row for drivers from the same country, and is held by Germany, who went from the British Grand Prix of 2008 all the way to the Italian Grand Prix of 2017. 178.
I was thinking that's like mainly Schumacher.
Most races before leading a lap for a team, and this belongs to Sauber. 181. Most races without a pole position. This record is held by Roman Grosjean. 190. Most races before first race win. This is a record held by Sergio Perez, who on his 190th start at the Sakhir Grand Prix of 2020, he took the win for the Racing Point team.
Happy about
203. The record for the most races before gaining a fastest lap is held by Jarno Trulli, who took the fastest lap in the 2009 Bahrain Grand Prix.
Now, I will say, like, regarding the fastest lap, like, how important is that? Except for like the top, obviously for like the top teams, like the McLarens, Mercedes, like it's the reason why you see them like take a late pit stop, try to get that fastest lap. Like, but because I never really knew how important a fastest lap was until like I've kind of like thought about it. I'm like, huh, it actually is pretty important to like get a fastest lap. You know what I mean?
206. Most races before first winning the world title. This is held by Nico Rosberg, who won the World Championship in 2016.
Sure knew that
207. One. The most races without a podium is held by Nico Hulkenberg. 208. The most races without a win is held by Andre de Cesaris. Although Hulkenberg is on 207, so needs to win the Chinese Grand Prix in order to avoid equaling this record.
Oh, he's past that record now.
216. The most races before a first pole position. This is held by Sergio Perez, who took his very first pole position at the 2022 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. 237. Most races before a fastest lap for a team. Sauber have this record, who took 237 races to get their first fastest lap, when Kamui Kobayashi got it for them in the 2012 Chinese Grand Prix. 265. The most races competed in a row. This is held by Lewis Hamilton, who went from the Australian Grand Prix of 2007 to the Bahrain Grand Prix of 2020 without missing a single race.
That's impressive.
This streak came to an end, though, when he got COVID during the Sakhir Grand Prix.
That's
294. Most races between first and last race wins. This is held by Kimi Raikkonen, who took his first win at the Malaysian Grand Prix of 2003, and then his last win 294 races later at the USA Grand Prix of 2018. 315. The record for most races between first and last pole position, held by Lewis Hamilton, who took his first pole in Canada 2007 and his latest one at the Hungarian Grand Prix of 2023. 340.
Damn.
Most races without a fastest lap for a team. This is held by the Minardi team. 373.
But sometimes the car sucks, so you can't
Most
get
races
lap
without
with
a win for
crappy
a
car.
team. This is held by Sauber. Although BMW Sauber did get a win, but technically they're a different team, allegedly. 373.
Sauber.
Again, most races without a pole position for a team. Again, this is held by Sauber.
God dang.
Although again, BMW Sauber did get
That's
a pole
unfortunate,
position,
bro. Sauber was they were going through it.
I'm just telling you. 381. Most races between the first and last time leading a race. Fernando Alonso holds this one, who first led a race in Malaysia 2003, and his latest time leading a race was the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix 2023. 386. Most races between first and last times getting the fastest lap. Once again, this is held by Fernando Alonso, who took his first fastest lap at the Canadian Grand Prix of 2003 and his latest one at the Netherlands Grand Prix of 2023. 406. Most races between first and last points finish. You'll never guess it, it's Fernando Alonso again, who got his first points finish in the Australian Grand Prix of 2003 and his latest one in the last race, as of recording, the Japanese Grand Prix of 2024. 440.
Fernando again.
Most races between first and last race. Would you believe it? It's Fernando Alonso. His first race was the Australian Grand Prix of 2001, and his latest race, as of recording, is the Japanese Grand Prix of 2024. 595. Most races between point scoring for a team. This comes from Alfa Romeo, who scored points in the European Grand Prix of 1984, and then we wouldn't have a race with an Alfa Romeo scoring points again until the Australian Grand Prix of 2019.
Alfa Romeo, was that crap? Alfa Romeo, is that crap? Oh my god. Oh my god.
113. Most races between wins for a team. This comes from the Mercedes team, who took a win in the Italian Grand Prix of 1955. Now, we wouldn't have a race where Mercedes win again until the Chinese Grand Prix of 2012. 813. Again, most races between pole positions for a team. And once again, this goes to the Mercedes team, who once again went from the Italian Grand Prix of 1955 to the Chinese Grand Prix of 2012 without scoring a pole position. Although for most of those races they weren't actually competing, so we won't hold that against them too much. 818. Most races between fastest laps.
Are we getting 1,000?
Once again, Mercedes. Once again, Italian Grand Prix of 1955.
It's one
although
race.
This time they'd have to wait until the European Grand Prix of 2012 to get another fastest lap. And finally, 945. Most races between appearances for a team. This is held by Aston Martin, who took part in the 1960 British Grand Prix and then wouldn't.
I was really thinking like 1,000. I thought it was gonna be like I thought it was gonna be like 1,000. So these records were insane. These only streaks were absolutely insane. You guys let me know you guys thoughts about it in the comments down below. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.